best of driver skills. The track is designed to simulate desert racing, but sometimes the stadium gets in the way. This racing series still carries the name of its founder, Mickey Thompson, and the excitement starts all over again in 1993 here at Anaheim Stadium. Stay with us for Mickey Thompson Stadium Off-Road Racing, next on ESPN. And good evening, everybody, from a very wet Southern California. It has been raining most of the afternoon. The track has got a pretty fair soaking, and talk about driver skills. The test on this track tonight. Along with my partner, Mike Galloway. Ken Bruce speaking to you. And, Mike, I guess you can never truly predict the weather, can you?
Well, not even in Southern California. Most of the day was beautiful, Ken. The track was great, had a lot of good lines in it. Everything was wonderful. And then about the middle of the afternoon, the skies opened up, and only moments ago has it quit raining.
And the rain continues and continues, and you have to believe that Toyota's dominance this year in the Grand National Sport Truck category, I think, will be tested. There are a lot of guys back this year, Mike, with new equipment, new sponsors, and I think a pretty fair shot at challenging this dominance that Toyota has enjoyed over the last 9 and 10 years.
Well, that's true, Ken. If Toyota has anything to do with it, that won't happen. They've had more test time than anyone, according to Pit Talk. But Danny Thompson has stepped over to a Ford truck. I think the Rough Riders team with Danny is going to be a great improvement. Also, you're going to see some exciting things. The Mears, the father and son team, they're working great this afternoon. We saw some trucks that were very, very practice earlier today.
You like that Pit Talk, don't you?
Oh, I love it.
I know another guy that loves Pit Talk, Ralph Shaheen. He's our pit reporter, and Ralph is standing by with a couple of guys who statement here on opening night in 1993.
The one thing you want to do at the season opening round of any racing series is make your statement. I'm going to be the guy to beat all year long. Last year in 1992, Rod Millen was the man to beat, the reigning champion. What statement do you make here in 93?
Well, you know, 92 is behind us, so, you know, we're not really even worried about that now. But 93, it is going to be important to sort of get out there and win. We didn't expect all this rain, so this has changed a few things around. Fortunately, we did a lot of testing in the rain, so the Toyota truck is working real good.
For Rick Johnson, his statement was, I'm Rookie of the Year, but I got to win. He's the big dog on the porch. What do you do? What's your statement?
Well, a lot of times you can get caught up in the hoopla of the first race and put so much emphasis on it that you basically shatter your whole season. Unfortunately, we didn't get as much time as we wanted on the test track because of the rain, but we put in some good times in practice, and what I'm going to do is go out there, drive a hard race, not put too much pressure on myself for this race because we have a whole month in between now and San Diego to reset myself. For motocross, it was the same thing. If you don't do it in the first race, you're going to be playing catch-up all year long, and a lot of times you can mess yourself up mentally, so I'm going out for the best finish I can get.
Not only are you trying to make a statement, but in doing so, sometimes it's the seasoned veterans that can dig deep and overcome the adrenaline rush to find the way to victory circle, and these two are definitely seasoned veterans.
Thank you very much, Ralph. Stay dry tonight. We'll hear from Ralph Shaheen throughout the course of the evening. Back at the Big A in Anaheim, we are just about set to go here. Heat race number 1, Grand National Sport Trucks. And Mike, all the big names from last year back out on the track again this year for 1993, including the man that will all be chasing, I'm sure, Rod Millen. He and Ivan Stewart. What a team. Danny Thompson, number 9, and the number 7 truck, Rick Johnson. And as we pan back,
there's your man.
Lined up just before turn number 1. And Millen, of course, here in 92, became only the second Grand National Sport Truck driver to win 2 heat races and the main event. And he'll try to equal that tonight here on a track that looks to be very unforgiving. It's a muddy, muddy night, and our in-car cameras tonight, Mike, should give us some great, great shots. Waiting for the green flag, and that should be momentarily dropping, and we're about to start the 1993 Mickey Thompson Off-Road Racing Series, and we are off. And it's a fair start. And you can see already big decisions having to be made whether to go inside or outside. Mike, again, the track from the start looks like there is some problems with the proper traction. No question about it. These drivers are struggling as they come through this, the first turn. And in the lead, it is Danny Thompson. Danny Thompson in the lead as they come through what appears to be the end here of lap number 1. But, Mike, already we got a problem back in the middle of the track.
Well, this track is unforgiving. It's more of a roller coaster situation where you get out, you do the very best you can, and you try to take the lead. Danny Thompson right now is battling pretty heavily. The Dodge making a move on him, but right now Danny's out front. You know he's got to be happy. It's a brand new ride, Ken.
Danny Thompson currently leading with Walker Evans right on his tail, and Thompson maintains speed as he comes through that second turn. Walker Evans in the number 5 truck, right on Danny Thompson in the number 9 truck. 1 lap down, 7 to go here in this, the first heat race of the night. Good shot at Danny Thompson. He's got better equipment this year. He's in a Ford Ranger. Obviously off to a good shot. Here's the battle for number 3, and we've got a problem right there. We've got a truck on its top, and it appears to be Walker Evans, who has just turned completely over down at turn number 6, and the yellow flag is out.
Ken, that's a very tricky situation. You and I talked about it earlier. There's a set of 3 jumps there. It's real tough to hit them and make it over all 3 of them. We haven't seen it done yet. Well, he gets on the inside of McCachran and just kisses the barrier, the hydro barrier, comes back out in McCachran again. The mud's so bad you can't do anything. He's just off base. He lands sideways. There's no place to go. Momentum carries him over. The third one, and there he lays upside down.
Walker Evans back upright. We'll have a restart now. And it appears that Rod Millen may have made the best progress with Walker Evans' misfortune. All right, we're set to go now. And again, it's Thompson who takes the lead as they come through turn number 2. Danny Thompson in the lead with Rob McCachran right on his tail. And again, watching Evans, he appears to be okay after the flip.
Well, the Rough Rider trucks, Ken, are setting 1 and 2, and nothing would make anyone happier in that team. And there you saw Danny in the same problem. That triple jump is really playing havoc on the drivers tonight.
Roger Mears comes up and now takes over position number 3. But again, it's Thompson's race right now as he takes the lead in his Ford. McCachran, teammate, right behind him. And Mears, who appears to be losing a little bit of body molding, is currently riding 3rd. Evan Evans is in truck number 13, the green and white truck, and there you can see McCachran making good use of that as he edges inside.
Now, the split. Rob went to the inside, Danny's gone to the outside. What's it going to be when they end up in that all-important turn number 5? Who's going to be in the lead? It looks like Rob McCachran may take over the lead from Danny Thompson.
So using Evan Evans, Rob McCachran has pulled into the lead in front of teammate Danny Thompson. The waning moments of this heat race, and McCachran has stormed to the lead. Rob McCachran driving the Ford, hometown of Las Vegas, and he appears to be en route to winning the first heat race of the 1993 season.
These boys are out of Hemet, California. They did a lot of changing over the winter. They separated their teams. They went from a single team to a desert team and a stadium team. They think it's going to help the trucks, and they really seem to be doing a great job tonight. The Ford is on its way. Right now, we're looking at the Budweiser truck. Look at that, Ken. We've got
Rob McCachran, Roger Mears, and Junior here, 1, 2, 3, with Danny Thompson finishing 4th. There's your winner, Rob McCachran in the Ford, the winner of heat race number 1. McCachran, our winner. Rob, it looked like you took advantage of a little lap traffic to grab the lead.
That's right. We came up on lap traffic there, and I got inside Danny, and that gave me the break I needed to put this main event, or actually this first heat race, in the books.
Are you looking already to the main event, Rob? I mean, you got that on your mind.
Well, I'll tell you, 2 years ago in Dallas, the track was kind of like this, and we had a good race there, and that's all I can think about right now is that these BF Goodrich tires working really good. The Ford's running strong.
Let's talk a little bit, Rob, about the mud. What is the track like?
Well, it's like a mud bog out there. All the corners are really muddy. There's a lot of grease out there, a lot of real slimy. The BF Goodrich tires are hooking up really good, as you can see.
Rob McCachran, the winner of the heat race tonight in the Grand National Sport Trucks. Thank you, Rob.
Thank you.
Let's go to Ralph in the pits to see what the tire situation is.
Ken, it's very interesting. What we want to do here, the tires, to make them really work, is you want to get your own version of a paddle wheel boat. Here's what I mean. See how the tires are right now? See how the grooves go this way? They're going to come back here, and they're going to cut these blocks this way, across, at an angle this way. Get nice big channels in there, just like they have right here. That way, as this tire turns, It helps pull the truck forward through the mud, just like a paddle wheel boat does in the water.
Truck lineup is a fellow who's an experienced desert racer and also an experienced driver. But there's a twist to the story of Evan Evans, and here with it is our Ralph Shaheen.
Evan Evans is no stranger to off-road racing. His father, Walker, is one of the sport's living legends, and Evan himself is a seasoned desert racer. Stadium racing, however, is a new challenge for Evan.
It is a separate issue because in the desert you have time to let your guard down a little bit because you know it will be a long day. You got 5 to 8 hours that you'll be out in the desert. Here you only got a couple of minutes to get the job done, so you are on the edge the whole time here.
What makes it even tougher for Evan is the fact that he is forced to use hand controls to operate his American Racing Equipment back truck due to a non-racing accident that took away the use of his legs.
Well, it took me about a week to figure out the proper hand controls that I thought would work out really well for the short course stadium. A little bit different than my desert truck. I put all the controls directly on the steering wheel, the brakes and the throttle. I only have to shift one time if everything goes right, and that's right off the starting line from low gear to high gear.
Evan Evans and his truck's owner, Ken Hodgden, are determined to prove that they are a force to be reckoned with.
We all want it real bad. He's got everything invested into it his whole life, and I've got everything that I've worked for my whole life invested in it, and I'd sure like to see it happen for us.
Mike, an interesting race tonight in heat number 2, Grand National Sport Trucks, and I'll tell you what, it was a big race for one particular competitor, Rod Millen, in that number 1 Toyota.
Rod Millen in the lead right there, and you see Evan Evans coming in the way. He can't get around him. At that time, Rick Johnson drives right up on the back door. Can't get any closer than that. Rick dives to the inside, trying to get around Millen, and does for a moment. Millen charges back after they make this turn. They rub a little sides, and it's all over with from there on out.
But Millen takes the checker flag tonight in heat number 2. He's all set for the main event. 52, defending champ here at Anaheim and number 1 man last year on the sport truck circuit. He right now has to be thinking, I would imagine, Mike, what better way to start 93 than with a win here in these conditions in Anaheim. He said he's figuring, there he is, number 1 truck. He's got to be figuring, if I can drive my Toyota to victory tonight, imagine what I'm going to do on just a cleared, fast, dry surface. Let's talk about the difference here. This is an inverted start, and we're using it by virtue of current points so far this season. So far tonight.
Fast racers at the back, slower racers at the front. Rick Johnson, not a slower racer, but he sure started in front, and he did not get a good start at all. He is in deep trouble already.
We've got traffic in the back. We've got traffic up front. We've got a big pile up as they come through turn number 2. But it appears that Roger Mears Sr. in his Budweiser has the lead and then relinquishes it. And as we come down the bottom of turn number 5, it all filters out. And here with the lead now in the number 7 truck is Rick Johnson. Rick Johnson out of Encinitas, California, in his Chevy truck, appears to have taken the lead and has.
Well, look at second and third, the 2 Toyota. Ivan Stewart has came from the back row. Now row number 5, and he has moved up into 3rd place. That's Rod Millen sitting in 2nd spot. Here's a shot of Rod. Look at the helmet just moments ago. Absolutely sparkling clean, and now the mud is coming off.
Right behind him is the Ironman Ivan Stewart.
Ken, I think we're going to see, look at this. He's going to the lead. He's going to the lead, and Millen has just passed him for the lead. Millen, if he can do it on this surface, they've got the Toyota set to go another year. And look at Ivan. Ivan is right there also behind Rick. Ivan's going to move for the number 2 spot if Rick doesn't watch him.
Well, Millen would love to win here. He's just from down the road in Newport Beach, and a win here tonight would be sweet. He could drive it right out of the parking lot and home.
Rick Johnson took a different course. You can see Rick on the left. Here comes Rod on the right. Now what's going to happen? Well, Rick lost a lot of time.
But now Rick Johnson may pass inside on Millen, and does, and recaptures the lead by taking the inside of that turn. Well, there is Johnson in first in the number 2 truck, that Toyota driven by none other than the Ironman Ivan Stewart, and his teammate Rod Millen, who had the lead just a couple of laps ago, now sitting third. He chooses the outside. He'll chase Johnson there, and he'll let the Ironman come to the inside. But it's still the race of Rick Johnson, who just regained that lead before.
Let's see what happens when Ironman is really putting some pressure on Rick. There's no bite at this part of the racetrack. Absolutely none. Whoever can handle it, manhandle it around the corners, will come out on top. Rick Johnson that time. Watch Ivan, because he's setting Rick up. He's setting him up to take him in that part of the course.
Another lap in the book. Johnson still with the lead. The Ironman Ivan Stewart behind him. And look at what's trailing behind Millen's car. It's not the way he brought it to the track tonight. Get some sparks flying by underneath that Millen truck.
Well, that's nothing really to worry about, just a little exhaust burn off. Again, these trucks, this track is going to get a lot better. Full 8 laps to go, and it will be good before the night's over. Not great, but good.
And we've got another lead change here as the Ironman comes up and steals it away from Johnson, bumping as he does so as they go through turn number 6. And now the Ironman Ivan Stewart assumes the lead, but just like that, loses it again to Johnson. And just like that, Stewart tries to take it back. But it's Johnson who maintains the lead as his Chevy truck completes yet another lap.
The track is coming around. It's coming around quickly. If there's enough time left, we may see Ivan make one more run at it. But in the same breath, Rick Johnson's truck is really handling much better than it was earlier. Right there's the Ironman, and he is going to try to come back. We've got some problems. Rick Johnson sitting there. He's looking down Mears' truck. He's got to get around Mears'. Ivan is there. This could be the chance. Ivan's going to try to go to the inside, goes in, now comes out.
2 boys from the Sunshine State dueling it out of the liquid sunshine tonight. Ivan Stewart, second place, Alpine, California. And of course, it's from Encinitas, California, Rick Johnson in the number 7 Chevy. Sees the white flag and knows he is less than 1 lap now from victory in the main event tonight here in Anaheim.
Ivan falling off the pace just a little bit. It could be that the racetrack came to Rick Johnson's truck quicker than it came to the Toyota. Ivan goes someplace he hasn't been all night, and that's the far lane. But he had to do something. He couldn't get around Rick Johnson any other place on the racetrack. He's going to try it all now.
And now it is Johnson who follows behind Rogers Sr. and loses time just a little bit. It allows Ivan to crawl up, and now they're almost bumper to bumper as they head up through the top of turn number 7, down to turn number 8. The checker flag is out, and it's going to be a T-bone through the finish line, and it is Johnson who crosses first, and Ivan Stewart up on the rail will finish second. And Mike, what a way to end this race. Stewart up on the railing.
Still going down the railing.
There is the winner, Rick Johnson, of the main event tonight in the Grand National Sport Truck. He is the man who has made the statement that we talked about at the beginning of our broadcast. He has made the initial statement in this 1993 season.
Last lap, and it is quite a battle as Ivan comes on the inside of Rick. Now, this is for the checkered flag. Rick's in a little bit of trouble, brings it across. Ivan's letting him know he's there. We're just racing for it. Mears crossways. Ivan pushes him sideways across the finish line. There it is. Finish line. It was close, half a bumper apart. Ivan's up on top of the rail. He wants to get that checkered flag, so he just drives it down the guardrail all the way to the finish line.
And after it was all over, Ivan gets together with the winner, Rick Johnson, just a couple of kids playing in the mud. So here's our main event winners in race number 1 of the 1993 season. In the sport truck, what a finish. You saw it. It was a fight to the finish, but Rick Johnson out dueling Ivan Stewart and taking the checker flag. And in the American Racing Wheels Sport Utility, the winner tonight, Christopher Neal. In the Super 1600, our winner tonight was Kevin Smith. The Superlight Championship tonight goes to Greg George. The 4-wheel ATV in all the mud. Donovan Holland rode him better than anyone else. And in the Ultracross, it was a muddied Robert Drew who takes the checker flag. Well, the Mickey Thompson Stadium Off-Road Racing is brought to you by Budweiser, the king of beers, with that clean